We are live and well, right? Welcome to everybody that's here or coming in and wants to join us. Thanks so much for taking time and hanging out. Um, Basically, we were just gonna go through a lot of the games today. I think we have like a 14 or 15 game slate, which is absolutely a huge slate. Yesterday was an absolute disaster. Disaster. Guys, I mean, we're talking about September baseball, call ups, players sitting, um, MLB just not being consistent. So, if some of you guys want to, you know, blame your provider or say, he sucks or he's not winning or he's not doing this or he's not, baseball's tough. These guys that are winning are putting out 150 lineups a day. I don't know if I could stress that more to you guys. You put out 4 or 5 or 6 lineups or maybe 10. That doesn't even match 150. I mean, they got all sorts of um, combinations and so it's hard to win. I honestly believe that with baseball, you really have to keep you know, your game low. You got to play against low people. You got to do double ups and multipliers against 20 people. Do a lot of single entries. These multiple entry people they're going to kill you. Um, that's what I tell my customers to do. We've done a great job and we've won a lot of money. So that's what we're going to continue to do. Um, NFL's coming up soon. 2 days away. I'm so excited. Everybody's been asking me. It's 175 for the season, 15 for the week, and $4 per slate. Guys, we won so much last year. Football is a whole nother dimension. It's there's so much strategy to it. Baseball is kind of where you got to get lucky. Um, but that's where we are. MLB. I mean, NBA is going to be in about a month, so I'm looking forward to that. And this is where we rise. You want to doubt me or you want to say things or whatever the comments that sometimes us providers get. It happens. I'm honest. I don't lie. I don't guarantee. I give you everything I have. I put players in positions that they're supposed to be in to do well in baseball. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you got to have that luck. It's it's really that's DFS in a nutshell. But let's go over this slate, this MLB slate tonight. Again, it looks like we have about 14 or 15 games to go over. So let's start off with St. Louis versus Washington. Eric Fetty versus Mikolas. Uh, Mikolas is an up and down pitcher. I mean, reality is, there are times he's given us really good starts, and there are times where he hasn't given us really good starts. Um, I think in this game, I'm looking at St. Louis offense against Fetty. I'm looking at Carpenter. I'm looking at Adams. Um, you know, those are the guys I'm looking at. If I was going to go Washington, I would go Harper, Soto. Those guys. They would be the pick that I would choose. But it's got a 9 over under, so it's telling me that there should be some runs scored. So that's how I would basically look at that game. Um, there's no weather involved. Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Cody Reed versus Joe Musgrove. What we're learning here this season is everybody's doing reliever games. It's like guys are pitching 1 or 2 or 3 innings, and then that's it. So you can't bank on these guys. And it's hard to figure out lineups because you might put a lot of righties in there against Cody Reed. He might pitch one inning and then they throw another righty, and they throw a righty in there, and then they maybe pitch it for left, with a lefty. So, this is a hard game to choose. It's an 8.5 over under. Musgrove's been up and down also. If you want, you go um, Pittsburgh, Marte. If they throw in their righties, you can go with Polanco. You go Dickerson, who's very low, but see Musgrove. You can go Votto. You can go Jeanette. You can go Schwarber. Those are the guys I would probably think. But this game just seems like a stay away game for me. It doesn't seem like a game that I'm gonna play. Tampa versus Toronto. You know, Stanek versus Baraki. Gut instinct says Baraki's been upside, been up and down. I like him against this Tampa offense. I probably will play him. I think he can give me 5 or 6 good innings. Stanek, I probably won't even touch because he's a reliever basically. Bats in this game, I probably wouldn't do either. If you want to do Smoke and Morales on Toronto, you can do Smoke and Morales on Toronto. It's not something that I think that I'm gonna do, but it's something that's where I would be leaning. Um, Philadelphia versus Washington. Um, I really, really like Arrieta today. I don't think that Miami has an offense that is going to hurt anybody ever. I really, the Phillies have been struggling big time. I expect their bats to come alive sooner or later. Is Trevor Richards the guy I want to go against? Probably not. Um, he's been up and down, but he's a solid pitcher. But if I do, I would go Herrera, Santana, Nick Williams, and I would not take any Miami bats just because that's me. I don't think Miami's very good at all. Um, Kansas City versus Cleveland. Clevenger versus Duffy. I think you basically go Clevenger here. Kansas City's got a bunch of good lefties. O'Hearn figures, hits 2 home runs yesterday. I had him the other 2 days, and he gave me big offers. He wasn't in the player pool yesterday, and he hits 2 home runs and whatever. Fantasy gods are. I swear they watch you. They swear they watch you. As for Cleveland bats, you can probably go Ramirez. You can go Geyer, who's probably going to be in the lineup. You can go, with their righties. Um, Kansas City, you can take the Healy if you want. Oh, Healy, you could take Gordon. These are guys that I expect to be, not popular, but they're gonna, they'll be in the pool. I mean, it's a 15-game slate. Nobody's gonna be high owned that I've seen yet. The next game I'm looking at is Boston Atlanta. Sean Newcomb versus Porcella. This is both pitchers have been up and down. Both pitchers can do well. Both pitchers can suck. Offenses are both good. I mean, Boston righties, we know Betts, JD, Bogart. Atlanta has, Freeman, Acuna. Markakis. So I think for me, I think this is going to be a stay away game. It does have a 9 total, but I think this is a stay away game for me. If I do anything in this game, I'm going to go righty Boston, um, and leave it at that. Um, Texas and the Angels, Andrew Heaney versus Miner. Miner's been, you know, decent the last 2 outings. I hate the Texas weather, but I'm not afraid of anybody on the Angels. So I think I would go Miner here. As for the bats, I mean, take your pick. I mean, I guess you go righty heavy if you want on both of these lineups. With Trout, Upton, um, Fletcher, um, and with Texas, it's their big righty is Beltre. So more than likely, I'm probably going to be going with um, Minor in this situation against a crappy Angels team. Cubs versus Milwaukee, Montgomery versus Wiley. God, wow, does today stink? Um, Montgomery versus Wiley. I think you could stack the Cubs bats. The righties. You can go Bryant, Baez, Zobrist. On the Milwaukee side, you can go Aguilar, Braun. Goodness. But these are two not really good pitchers, so really look at the righty offense, and if it goes into the bullpen, you know anything could happen. They have a lot of lefty power on both of these teams, with Rizzo hitting a home run yesterday, and Yelich has been hot. Um, they got a lot of good players, so this could be a good little offensive game. It's got a 9 total, so that's what I would look at that game. Oh my God, there's so many games. Wow, it's crazy. I like it though. I mean, all the ownership isn't on one player, and it's not a crapshoot. So it really makes you have to think and really get involved in who's going to give you the most value, who's going to produce the most today. You know, do you pay 11K for a Verlander and have a crap offense, or do you go with the Toronto pitcher and try to stack an offense and hope that something comes up? Little things like that. It's a Lariano day, so Lariano versus Giolito, Detroit, Chicago. Um, I remember when Lariano was good. Now he's just garbage. So you go with the righty batters, you go with Davidson, you go with Moncada, you go with players like that. If you like Giolito against Detroit, 163 favorite. I wouldn't say he's the worst. Detroit's not good, but these type of games could end 6-5, or it could end 3-0. You just don't even know. I think I stay away from this game, and I really like the games that we're going to be talking about in a little bit. So on to the next one. We're looking at Minnesota versus Houston. Verlander versus Trevor May. Okay, obviously I don't want any Minnesota bats because Verlander is very, very good. He's probably the top pitcher on the board. Um, Houston bats. I think you want to go Altuve. You want to go. Bregman's been hot. Correa, Springer. Reddick's a good lefty. These are the players that I'm basically. I mean, I'm not telling you guys anything different than you guys don't already know. These are the players that I would probably go with. That I will be going with. Slates are kind of. You can look. I guess for me, I can just look at them and say, these are the players that should do well today. These are the pitchers that should do well today. Does that happen in fantasy sports? Nope, it doesn't. I mean, I'm being real. I'm being honest. Every lineup I put out, I believe, is a 200 to 250 lineup. Lately, the lineups that I've been putting out have been 150 to 100, maybe lower, just because players haven't been producing. And there's nothing you can do about it in baseball. We can get frustrated and we can get mad and we can say, hey, they were in great positions. But reality is it's 162 games. There's nothing I can do. You can't judge your provider on baseball. If you do, then you don't really know much about fantasy. Um, what up, dude? Thanks for joining me. Um, that's my main man over there, Mr. Heidel. Mr. Heidel. He should be working today, but he's not. He's in the chat room chilling. Um, we got Colorado versus San Francisco. In Colorado, and you know, it's a 9.5 total, but both pitchers are kind of priced high. Derek Rodriguez and Marquez. I like Marquez here. I'm always going to go against San Francisco bats. I think they're awful. Derek Rodriguez has been garbage, but I think you got to go. Blackman, Dahl, Gonzalez. These are the players that I would probably be going with. I probably will have a Colorado stack in there against Rodriguez. I will not take any bats for the Giants. That's my take on that. Colorado's got a 5.52 run total. So that should tell you everything you need to know. They love Colorado today. Colorado is going to be the chalk. And we all know what the chalk does. Nothing. It does nothing. Everybody takes the chalk, and this game ends up being 3-1 final. It's just the way fantasy works, It doesn't. Yes, it's in Coors. It's in Coors, and the Colorado pitcher has a 9.5 salary. So I think we go Marquez and Colorado offense and leave it at that. We don't touch the Giants at all. Today's a Robbie Ray day. Robbie Ray day. Woohoo! Yeah. Okay. Robbie Ray versus Joey Lascuzzi. I don't know how to say his name. I don't give a crap. Obviously, I like Robbie Ray. He's been inconsistent this year, but I think he's somebody at 8.7 that you have to look at as in the pitchers in this slate. We've gone through almost the whole slate so far, and the only pitcher I've seemed to like was Marquez and Verlander. So Robbie Ray is a pitcher I would take. Kuzi hasn't been very, very bad. I like Arizona offense. I like Goldschmidt at home and Souza at home. Pollock. These are all bats that match up well. So, it's got an 8-run total. So they're not looking at a really high scoring game. They're looking at a 4-3, 4-2 game, I think. So I think you really run Robbie Ray and a bunch of righty Arizona bats. Okay. We move on to the New York Yanks. Laka and Compton versus Oakland. They're playing a guy named Liam Hendricks. Okay, let me go to my trusty finder and see what this Leon Hendricks guy is all about, because reality is I don't know anything about him. I just know that he's facing the Yanks, and if he's facing the Yanks, that usually means you're in trouble. You're in trouble. Let's see. Excuse me while I try to find out a little bit about this guy, since I don't know anything about him. If you guys know anything about him, let me know. Liam Hendricks. Okay, let's see. He is. Oh, he's a reliever. Shocker. Okay. He's gone 1.2 innings in his last thing, 1.1 inning the first last, and he's been absolutely awful. He's not going to last very long. Yankee stack at its best. 1 through 6 is what you want to do. Stanton, Hicks, Torres, Andujar. These are the guys that you want on your team, obviously. And if you could put them with Barecki as on Toronto, then do it. I mean, that's something I probably will do to get their bats in there against, Oakland's relief staff. As for J.A. Happ, at Oakland's right-handed heavy. They got a lot of good righties in Chapman and Davis, Piscotti and Pinder. It's going to be tough for me to put Happ in the lineup, although there's not very many options. I think he's somebody who we have to consider, obviously, at 10.2. But Oakland definitely scares me. Yanks aren't playing well. We've been losing. We lost to Oakland. We lost to Detroit. We've lost to Chicago. Yes, I say we, as I'm part of the team. I'm on their payroll. So no, I'm not really. I'm not on their payroll at all. So that's what I would look at for that game. Stack the Yankee offense. Think about the A's bats. Think about Hap. It's a tough decision. Baltimore, Seattle. We got Cobb and LeBlanc. I feel like these pitchers pitch every single day. I feel like I'm always dealing with what is Cobb doing? What's Cobb? Is Cobb? I think I took Cobb last time, and he was absolutely awful. Let's see what he did last. Yeah, against Toronto, he had 14 Fanduel points, 8 hits in 5 2/3, 5 earned runs. I'm not a Seattle's offense. What do you do with Seattle's offense? If you want to go Seattle offense, I don't think it's bad. You can go Cano and you can go Span, Seager. These are all lefty guys. Cruz obviously is good. Henniger's good. Healy's been hitting. Um, on on the flip side, Baltimore's got a 3.25 um run. How do I even 3.25? They're projecting the Baltimore to score today. So they're telling me that Wade LeBlanc is going to be, in my opinion, if I'm looking at this, chalk. Because that's really, really low. Um, so I guess you got to go with LeBlanc. I guess you got to go with him and against a Baltimore team that they still have their righties. I mean, Mancini's been hot. Andrew Jones is in a lot, still there. Chris Davis could hit. I mean, yes, he's had an off year. Villar's in the lineup. I don't know about this one. I think I'm really going to have to do a deeper look at what's going on in that game because LeBlanc had a good outing last game. At the last two games against Oakland and Arizona, he gave up one run in 13 innings. So I guess you got to ride the chalk. And the 6.8, the hot hand. So I guess at 6.8, ride the hot hand, take LeBlanc, and stack some offenses. We talked about some of the offenses above Colorado, the Yankees. Um, Chicago and Milwaukee could have good matchups. Cleveland has a good match, against Danny Duffy. Philly's in there. And St. Louis. That's that's something, and then we have one more game that we're gonna get to, but and that's another offense. Okay. Rich Hill versus Vargas. Now Vargas, you know, I feel like when I don't take against him, he does really bad. When I do, the last two games he's pitched, he's gone against Washington and Chicago. He's given up one run in 11 innings. He had 37 points and 52 points, 8 strikeouts and 6 strikeouts. Washington and Chicago. They're both left-handed heavy. Um, in my opinion, Washington does have Turner and Rendon, but their bats were Soto and Harper. With the Dodgers, he's going to get Machado, Matt Kemp. He's going to get um, Puig. He's going to get, I like Chris Taylor a lot. So he's going to get a lot of righties in there. The Dodgers offense could be really, really, really good tonight. I think that's something I'm going to lean to. I love Rich Hill in this situation. 9.2 against the Mets, who are left-handed heavy pretty much. Um, I think it's little something. I think the late night hammer is going to come out. I think dealing with the Dodgers at the late game is where the money's going to be made. So, dealing with the Yankees and dealing with the Dodgers, that late night offense could be huge if you wait on it. If you wait on it and take it and let all the other people take the early games. It does have an 8 total, but that 8 total could just be 8-0 Dodgers. Um, that's how I look at that slate. I don't like any of the Mets batters. My pitchers today are going to be Hill. They're going to be Marquez. They're going to be Robbie Ray. They're going to be Verlander. I mean, I'm not giving any hot takes, right? I'm not saying anything that anybody's surprised about. I like Clevenger, although Kansas City's offense has been good lately. Arrieta's not been bad, and Barecki. So that was that was the daily slate in a nutshell. That's what I'm probably going to be playing and looking and trying to fix things out. Um, Again, NFL's coming up soon. 2 days. I'm so excited. I'm a Jet fan, so hopefully Sam Darnold will help us out and do something because I'm getting tired of watching us lose all the time. Um, you know, I think that's really about all I got for today. It's a beautiful day in South Florida. Well, not really. The tropical storm's pretty much gone. So, all these other people, all these other videos that I watch, they all talk about, so much stuff. And I'm sitting here thinking, do people really want to hear that stuff? Or you just want to know the games, who people like, who people don't like. I hope that's what I do. I hope I help you out with things. But I hope you come to me and see the lineups that I put out because we've done really, really well. Yes, in the beginning of baseball, we actually killed it. Middle, we did okay. We've had off and on. These last couple of weeks have been rough, definitely frustrating. Definitely looking for a break for MLB and taking NFL coming. I love so many players, and it's such strategy in NFL. It just makes it so exciting to be able to know that the players that you pick are actually going to produce and not go 0 for 4 or 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. They're not going to get you 0. Um, you know, Picking the right wide receivers and having that running back who puts it in the end zone. I can't wait to pick Kamara. The dude is an absolute stud. I love everything about the Saints offense. Between Breeze and Michael Thomas and Kamara, it's just I'm looking forward to running with St. Louis. I mean, the Saints a lot this year. Um, you know, Le'Veon Bell's not in camp yet, so whoever plays Pittsburgh's going to have a tough time. Um, I mean, Pittsburgh's going to have a tough time with whoever they're playing. I haven't really got a chance. I got to really deep dive my stuff. Again, get with me in football. It's 175 for the season, 15 for the week, and $4 per slate. Now I do every slate except for the Express. I've just never done it. So it's like 6 slates. 6 slates for $15 for the week is like nobody's gonna give you that. And if they do, they're gonna give you one lineup each, and you got to get lucky. It's as simple as that. Um, that's about it. That's about all I have for this. What's it? Tuesday morning. Um, Thanks so much for following me. Um, Check me out on Top 10 Fanduel on Twitter. Um, Let me know how you like my videos. If there's anything I can do better, if there's anything I can help you with, if there's anything you like about it, don't like about it, feel free to comment. I mean, I read them. I want to know what you're thinking. Does it need to go longer? Does it need to go shorter? Um, I don't know. But that's about it from here. Hope you guys have a great Tuesday. Get with me tonight. I'm doing baseball. It's $3 daily or $40 for the season. It's going to be a big night. I have a feeling. I think our luck's changing. I actually asked people yesterday, do you guys have any superstitions? Like, if you guys are doing bad, like I changed the icons on my phone. Like, I'll switch these around. Like to try to change it up like that. It makes a difference. One guy yesterday says he changes his screen photo. So I actually did that yesterday. Didn't help me out because last night I think it was Bum Central at last night's results. Let's see what happened last night. Texas scored 1 run against the Angels. Um, The Mets beat the Dodgers. Arizona only scored 2 runs at home, and the Baltimore-Seattle game was 2-1. So it wasn't the best night. Um, so we'll figure it out. That's why we like daily fantasy, because today we start over. But hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to holler at you when I can. I'm always around. Hit me up on Twitter. Hit me up here. Thanks so much for watching. Holla.